Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My fan is on because it is stupid hot here in Texas, so I need this on. So I was gonna do this as like another kind of chat makeup thing, just kind of explain why I haven't posted in 3 weeks, but it's hot and I don't really want to have the fan going the entire like sound for you guys, because I'm not going to turn my fan off because it's hot. So the rest of this video will be voiceover. Sorry about that, but if I wait to do it later, I have somewhere to be actually in an hour, so I don't even know. I haven't had time to film. I have somewhere to be in an hour, and I have an hour to do this, and I need to really just hurry up and do it. So as you see from the title, we are doing another makeup, slowly but surely completing my Hogwarts house makeup looks. I've done Slytherin, I've done Hufflepuff, and today we're going to do Ravenclaw. Anyways, I'm not going to keep apologizing for not being here, because then it's going to be like every video I'm going to apologize for not posting the week before or weeks before or whatever. I'm busy, like really busy right now with school and then other personal like work things I need to do. I just don't have the time right now to film and edit, and I'm trying to get in the motions of things, so I figured let's do something a little easy for me, which is a makeup tutorial. I'm not a makeup artist by any means. This is just for fun and to kind of get me back into trying to record again. So let's start. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is our eyebrows. I've shown you how I do my eyebrows before multiple times. Lately I'm using this palette. I really don't even know what this brand is. It was a gift, and I just use a straight black eyeshadow. I started doing this maybe like last year using black because my eyebrows are just very, very dark brown. And just the dark brown I would put on them. I don't know. Whatever. I'm planning on dyeing my hair black soon too anyway, so I don't know. It looks fine. It's gonna match eventually, so it is what it is. So, I hate the process of how I do my eyebrows, but this is how I do it. It's kind of embarrassing to put out there, but you know, if it works for me, then it works for me. So I take that eyeshadow on my end on the brush, and I draw a line from the middle of my eyebrow to my end, and then I just go ahead and I fill in the rest with the brush. So it's a little sped up here for you, and then once I get that all filled in with the brush, I take the bristle part of the brush and like really brush my eyebrows, kind of brush some of the product away and blend it, and then I take my sweaty face and wipe it off. Apparently my face wasn't sweaty enough, and so I'm using a makeup wipe to wipe around the eyebrows, and that is pretty much how I do my eyebrows. Okay, now that we're done, I'm taking a white concealer to prime my eyes, forgetting to show you the products. So it's Jeffree Star's white concealer in shade C0. Basically, it's white. It's just white. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on all over my two lids. Now once I've put enough on my eyes, I'm going to go in with this really cheap brush I got like, I don't know, 10 years ago. And I'm going to use that to blend out the product. Well, not really blend. This is more to like just put the product, smear the product everywhere, I guess. Just to get it, you know, in the places I want to get it. And then I'm going to take my finger and blend it out. I was trying to show you, I'm using my middle finger, and I was trying to like not flick off the camera. But I'm just taking my finger and this pat, 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 until I'm blending it into my skin to where it's almost not visible. Well, it is visible more in person than it is on camera, but blending it in nice. And I also took that makeup wipe and kind of wiped the bottoms of it a little bit because the blend was going a lot further down my face than I would have liked. So just doing that, blending with my finger, and then doing a little touch up with my brush. Also pointing out I'm looking how clumpy it is under my left eye, because as I've said before, I have a skin disorder, and so my skin is like gross. I don't know how else to say that. Chunky, dry, whatever. And so the product just like latches onto it and makes a big like clump. Yeah, this skin disorder is not just on my face, it's all over my body. Like I have some on my forehead there, got a piece above my eyebrow, and a new piece coming on my cheek. But you know, it is what it is. Still gonna put my makeup on. So we are going to use the Blue Blood palette. Of course, we have to use the palette of all the blues for this blue Ravenclaw makeup look. And so I don't know what colors I'm going to use yet at this point, so I was just looking. So I'm just going to show you the brush I intend to use, which is the Coca-Cola X Morphe brush. It is a medium size like blending brush. And at this point I think I figured out what colors I like, so I go ahead and wipe off all the swatches off of my hand. And we're going to go into this color. Sorry I don't know the color names of all the, you know, every eyeshadow in the palette. But it's this one. So I'm taking that blending brush, packing my brush pretty full, and just kind of stamping and dotting it right on the outside of my eye, and just making sure it's packed and that there's a good amount of pigment there. And then I'm going to go in and do the same thing but on the inner corner of my eye, and making sure I leave space in the middle of my lid. I don't want the shadow touching on either side. So then I'm taking this brush that I also forgot to show you what brush it is, but I will later because then I remember, to kind of just pull the product up a little bit and blend it out. And I'm also taking it, trying to put some eyeshadow at my bottom lid. Yeah, my bottom lid. And I'm just dragging that in there just to bring the shadow down. I don't want to go all the way across the bottom lid. I want to keep it that separate how I did at the top. I end up going a little too far in later on, but it's easily cleanable, and I clean it. But I'm also using this to kind of make my shape that I want in the middle. Everything is being made up on the spot, so this is me just like looking, you know, I don't know, whatever. That's why I made that weird face, because I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But I think this is what I like, and I'm just stamping and dragging, kind of like drawing that line, just to define the separation a bit more. And don't worry, we will blend it later. I'm just trying to make sure I get all that color packed in, because I want it a nice bright blue. Alright, now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. I started trying to do the same thing with that little brush and it was a no-go, so I was like, I need to grab that blending brush again. And while I have it, because there's not a lot of product left on it, I'm going to go ahead and blend out my edges a bit. Well, I'm just going to blend out my edges, not a bit. I'm going to blend them out. So this is just me blending. Now I'm going ahead and blending in my inner corner, and this is where it was a little difficult to try to blend that inner corner at the bottom without pulling the shadow in too far, so that little separation gets a little lost, but we do fix that later. But yes, just blending out my edges. Alright, now we're moving on to the other side, and again with just packing on that color. And because you've already seen this before, you know, I don't think you need to see it twice. We're going to speed it, well, you're still going to see it, but we're going to speed it up pretty quickly. Oh, but first, I'm finally showing you the brush I didn't show you. This blue brush that I used to pull the product under my eye and do my shapes. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna do the right eye real quick. Or my left eye. Now that we've got all our blending done, I'm taking a makeup wipe to kind of take away that eyeshadow that I pulled too close in together that are meeting, to kind of have that separation to match the top lid. Now I'm going in with this blue shade. It's a darker blue. It doesn't look darker on the pan, but it is darker, and I'm using another Coca-Cola Morphe brush, but it's a lot more of a tapered blending brush, and I'm taking that and putting it basically in the same place I put the lighter blue, except I'm only packing on color really closer to my eye so that when I blend it out, it doesn't blend over the blue I already blended out, if that makes sense. And it's just there to add a little bit of depth. So it's really dark blue in those little corners, and then they fade out into a lighter blue. At least that's my vision. So yeah, I'm just taking this blue and dabbing it around and taking that little brush, and then we're gonna blend it out. So here's me doing that. But really though, see how much it makes your eyes pop? At least to me, I feel like it just makes the blue pop a lot more. So I'm cleaning that brush off, and I'm taking it and I'm using that same brush to blend. That was just me packing on the eyeshadow, and now I'm going to blend it kind of into the light blue. Okay, now that we're done blending, I'm taking this Wet n Wild Cookie Monsters through Sesame Street collection. It's a Cookie Monster like eyeliner kind of type thing, eye pencil. And I'm going to take this blue eye pencil and put it right in my waterline. I absolutely love this thing. I got it for my birthday, which was not that long ago, from my best friend. Like I said, my best friend always buys me a lot of makeup. I'm not mad about it though. But I thought this was so cute. I freaking love Cookie Monster. You know what? This is not a Ravenclaw look. This is Cookie Monster look. I just like it so much. And it's a really nice pigmented, really creamy, like little eye pencil. So, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going in with this very white silvery into that middle blank space that we put, and I'm only taking it about halfway and putting it right on my lid. I'm only just like about halfway up because then I'll blend it up later. I am doing blue and silver. I know Ravenclaw's actual colors are blue and bronze, but let's be real, blue and bronze makeup I don't think would look good. I'm sure you could make it look good, but I think the blue and the silver, what I envisioned, it does not work with the bronze. So we're using silver today. Sorry if you're mad about that. I don't care. But we're using silver because I think blue and silver is actually really pretty together. I think it's prettier than blue and bronze. So take that. So yes, I'm just taking the silver and putting it in the blank spaces here. Even the one under my eyes. And you see right there, I kind of flicked shadow into my eye. So now I've got glitter in my left eye. Great. Now I'm going in with this Elmo brush from the same Wet n Wild Sesame Street collection. It's more like, it's like that blue brush, but a lot more bigger and more, I don't know, it's more of like a blending kind of brush. It's flat, but it's bigger, more fluffier. And I'm taking that to kind of blend the silver shadow up and down, just to blend it out a bit. Then I'm also taking that same brush and I'm using the Fenty Beauty Rihanna highlighting palette. I think it's like Diamond. I don't remember what it's called, but I dropped it and it broke. And so it's not, yeah, you see, it's terrible. I absolutely love it though. And I've tried to repress it, but with this formula, it's like really soft and creamy. It would not stay in the palette. So it's just in the palette. And so I'm just taking a little bit of this. A little bit of this stuff goes a long way, and the camera is not doing this product justice because it is so sparkly and so pretty. And right now it looks like I'm putting on invisible eyeshadow, which I don't like. And I'm going to have to figure out in post reveal editing how I can translate how sparkly that stuff really is. And it's just so pretty. I was fighting the urge to put it over my entire eye, and you see right there I went ahead and put it on the blue anyway, so I put some in the blue because I just couldn't help myself. It's so pretty and so sparkly, and I'm sad at this moment that you can't really tell. So yeah, I'm putting that mostly on the topper part. I know I've kind of put it all over my eye at this point, but my goal was to put it more on the top part to kind of that act as the blending out into like this super sparkly into nothingness. Yeah, sure. Not well enough. Then I'm taking this Moon Dust palette by Urban Decay, and I'm taking their dark blue shade shimmer in here. It's really pretty. I'm going for a whole shimmery look. Stars, it's fitting. And I'm taking that dark blue and just putting it over that dark blue eyeshadow I had put before, basically in that same area, just to give that dark blue shadow some blue glitter. And I think it like matches the blue shadow perfect. Like I think honestly, it's like the same shadow except this one has glitter in it. So I thought it came out perfect. So we're just going to do that and blend that out. Now, for eyeliner, I'm using this MAC liner. I really don't like it. It's really not that expensive, even though it is a MAC product. It was like 25 bucks, which I think is pretty average for eyeliner. What I do like about this eyeliner is that it has a nice tip, and so I can get a pretty sharp tip compared to the one I liked before, which was the Lady Gaga one. Lady Gaga's just really like nice black, and it's good, but it's hard to get like a nice sharp tip. With this one, I can get a nice sharp tip. This one is not as rich of a black, and it transfers on my top lid a lot faster than other eyeliners do, and it is kind of just crap, aside from having a nice sharp tip. But anyways, my aunt bought this for me because I was out of eyeliner, and I actually never had used MAC because I don't really buy MAC because I think it's just kind of overpriced most of the time. But I have it, so I'm going to use it. And I'm only going to do a little baby wing today versus a big wing. I was thinking about maybe doing a big wing with this because it is a big look, but I also don't want the wing that comes over my eye to cover that separation in the shadow that I made. So we're just going to do, oh, well, it's not a baby wing. I've done smaller wings. This is about a mid wing, good average wing. But yeah, just do my eyeliner. And I was praying to the eyeliner gods that it came out great on the other side. And like it was close because there is no wiping this off with all that glitter. Oh no. So thankfully I think it's somewhat even, they're cousins, not sisters or twins. So good enough for me. And that is the eyeliner. Or so I thought. I decided to take, because there's so much blue going on, I wanted to break it up as much as I could. I'm taking that same liner and I'm going to add just a little point in my inner corner, pointing towards my nose, just to have a little bit more of like a cat eye-esque little point there. I don't do this very often. I don't like it most of the time, but I think it fits for this. Okay, now I thought this was a good idea. This is the Sephora like colored mascara, which I actually really love, and it actually covered my dark brown lashes blue when I first bought it. It's been a while. Look at the brush. It's all mushed and squished and cakey mascara. Is it still gonna work? I don't know. I decided let me try anyways. It was okay, but I cut it out because I don't use it anyways, and I just went over it with a black mascara later. So fast forward, we are now contouring. I'm using the Hoola Benefit contour powder. Don't ask me what shade because I don't know. And just contouring my face like I normally do. If I do. I don't always contour my face, but just kind of felt like doing it today. So I actually go in with this, I'm so bad at showing brushes. I'm going in with this Jeffree Star brush, and I go in I use this brush just to kind of lay down the contour like where I want it. I don't really blend with this brush because it's a very soft brush, and I don't know. I just don't like how it blends. I don't know. So I use a second brush to blend it out, and you'll see that in a second. Okay, so this is the brush that I use. It's like a unicorn brush that I don't know where I got it actually. I think I probably got it from like 7 years ago or something like that. I like it because the bristles are stiffer, and I just think I can be more vigorous with the blending. So I use this brush to just blend everything out. So then I took that white shimmer that was in that Blue Blood palette and I tried to use it as highlight, but it wasn't really showing up how I wanted it to show up as highlight. So I was like, okay, I'm going to use what I always loved using, which is the Anastasia loose powder here in that silver shade. Love this highlighter as a highlighter. So that's what I do. Just put it on the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and then I put some on my cheeks. All right, so now for the lashes. This is me deciding what lashes to wear. I have 3 options here that I've never worn. This is from the Magical collection. I don't remember. I remember seeing an ad for it. It was Harry Potter, and it has all the houses, and they're in little trunks. I thought they were super cute. These Chris Alex ones that I've never worn, and then these blue ones from Hell Bites that I thought would look nice. Also, I don't know if you could see with the Ravenclaw ones that the tips of those are blue. So this is me trying on the blue ones, and honestly, I didn't like it as much as I thought I was gonna like it. I feel like there was just too much blue going on, and it just kind of blended in and wasn't, doing what I thought it would do. Just kind of blended in with the shadow. So now I'm trying on the Hogwarts collection, and I think because I'm just putting them on, there's no like glue or anything. It is farther up on my lashes than it would normally be. And so just from here, I don't think the lashes are long enough. Looking down, they look long, but believe me, they weren't long enough. And I just think they weren't long enough for this big eye look. And so now this one, I was like, okay, well, I didn't like those other 2. We're just going to stick with the basic black that does me well. And then I noticed here that my lash was like kind of falling apart. And I wonder if that's because I bought these maybe a year or 2 ago. And I have not worn them because they've been in the back of my lash box. So I don't know if maybe they started to deteriorate or something. I don't know. Anyways, the front of that one came off a little bit, but I was like, all right, it's okay. I haven't trimmed it. I need to trim it anyways. It'll be fine. So I went ahead, stuck that one on. But what I was not prepared for is the second eyelash. So let me get this one on, and then I'll tell you what happens. Well, you'll also see what happens. Okay, now that we got that one on, let's move on to this lash. So this is me trying to pull it off of the thing. And as I'm pulling it off of the plastic thing, the lash is not coming off. Instead, the lash is like pieces of the lashes are coming off. I'm just getting little hairs and stuff. And so I'm trying to save it, and I go to pull the front piece off, and the same thing was happening in the front. So I lost a little piece in the front. I eventually got it off and pulling it in the middle, but the lash just kind of deteriorated on the side, and I had like little pieces of like lash just falling off. And so I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use this. So yeah, I got mad. I was just throwing a lash on the floor because it fell off. So I'm trimming it because some of the strings that hold the lashes together are poking out. So I was like, we're going to make this work. The lash is a lot shorter than the other lash on the right side. So I'll show you how I try to fix that. So I'm putting this on like I would normally, just not as far back as the other lash because, then it's going to cut real short. And then I'm taking this part that fell out, just one of those little clumps of lashes. It's the biggest clump that fell out. All the other, see, it's still falling apart. All the other ones were like tiny little lashes. So I'm putting a little bit of lash glue on that tiny lash and just putting it on the end there to kind of fill it out. And I think it works fine, and it withholded wherever I had to go after filming. It withholded until I got back home at like 9. So it did its job. Okay, so moving on to lips, I'm using the Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lip. It was like this glitter collection they had, and I forgot how pretty it is. You'll see my reaction when I first painted it on. I was like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. So yeah, it was Kat Von D when I bought it. Now it's KBD Beauty. Don't know if they even sell this anymore, but I thought it was perfect for the look. because I thought the blues complemented each other very well. I thought they were pretty close to each other. However, because this is glitter, it is a little patchy, and so I had to go over it a couple times. It wasn't that bad, believe me, I've had worse, and with how pretty this is, I don't mind going over it a few times. And I've only ever worn the pink and the purple one, and I used them as liquid eyeshadows, and they stained my eyes. So I'm curious to see if these are going to stain my lips. So I'll check back in at the end of the video. But this is the lips, and this is the look, and that's it. So it's time for our final reveal. So that lipstick stains. So I've got blue lips. Great. It looks like I got frostbite or something. Like I'm cold. I'm sweating. Quite opposite. I'm gonna use my butter stuff again and let it sit. Hopefully I can get the stain off, because I've already like I'm not joking. Like, it doesn't. I'm rubbing my lips really hard, and it doesn't